progressive problem solver for LA County's future.
I was so happy about service and quality.
Real customers share their stories about Empire today.
You have to talk about it. Having someone come to your home with samples, you're able to see the carpeting in your actual rooms.
And during Empire's 50-50-50 sale, get 50% off carpet, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
Empire today is amazing.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Closed captioning on CBS 2 is sponsored by Empire Today.
Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News at 5 p.m. Coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to CBS 2 News at 5. I'm Susie Sa.
And I'm Paul Majors. A San Bernardino teenager may be blinded in his right eye after being shot with a pellet gun. It happened while he was walking home at the intersection of Weir Road and Waterman Avenue. Police say that they're investigating other pellet gun shootings in that same area. Tonight, the shooter is still on the loose. CBS 2 and Empire reporter Tom Waite tells us the victim in this case will need multiple surgeries to save his sight.
The pellet's still lodged in his eye.
Her son may never see again in his right eye. Someone using a pellet gun shot 13-year-old Sinchise Mosley in the face.
He's pretty worried about surgery and all that, but they're just telling us day by day as he improves what's going to go on. Chrissy Shuh says her son can see shadows in his right eye, but that's it. The pain is intense. The pellet has not been removed. They won't be able to go in and try to get it out until after the swelling and the blood leaves. They don't want to traumatize his eye, so they're trying to let him heal a little bit. It was near this intersection of Weir and Waterman in San Bernardino where Sinchise was walking home last Thursday evening. That's when he heard the sound of a gun go off, then felt a sharp pain in his eye. The shooter got away. We don't know if they were in the apartments or in the bushes or exactly where they are. Shuh says her son is not the first victim of a pellet shooting incident at this intersection. She says it's happened before. Shuh says the owner of one of the complexes here says there have been multiple reports of pellet shootings. Shuh wonders, was this random or was her son targeted? I don't know if it's a child who shot him or an adult who had shot at him, but either way, to me it seems malicious to not even be concerned or come check on him or anything. Sinchise will miss the rest of the school year, and while his friends are enjoying the summer, he'll be stuck undergoing multiple surgeries, hoping to see in both eyes by the time he's 14. This is something that could possibly damage him and stay with him for the rest of his life. In San Bernardino, I'm Tom Waite, CBS 2 News.
Tonight, a new push to reduce the number of hit-and-runs across Los Angeles. The LA City Council wants to catch the hundreds of hit-and-run drivers responsible for serious and deadly crashes every year. So it may create a new type of alert system. It would be like an Amber Alert with text and email messages and street signs with vehicle descriptions and other information about suspects.
We want to try to stop these types of crimes. We want to get the public involved and utilize whatever technology we can to help.
Well, the council won't say how much such a system might cost or when it might be operational, but members did vote unanimously to move forward with the idea.
The midterm primary election is less than a week away. Two top GOP candidates are fighting to unseat Governor Jerry Brown. Both Tim Donnelly and Neil Kashkari say that they're the right man for the job. CBS 2 political reporter Dave Bryan takes a look at the two candidates.
Jerry Brown! In a campaign where nearly every political pundit and consultant believes Governor Jerry Brown's re-election in November is as certain as the sun rising in the morning, two Republicans are engaging in a tense and sometimes bitter contest to run against Brown, as this recent exchange at their one and only debate makes clear.
Why would we want to be compliant to anything Sharia?
The idea that his administration would try to bring Islamic law to America is outrageous. Policymakers who regulate American banks that want to do business
nothing
abroad.
to do. The race pits State Assemblyman Tim Donnelly, a Tea Party favorite and former Minuteman, against Neil Kashkari, a newcomer in California politics and former Treasury official. Two candidates whose backgrounds couldn't be more different. Donnelly says he owned a successful small business until he charges he was ruined by government regulation.
Along came the government and regulated me out of business.
Those extreme environmental regulations, Donnelly says, drove him into politics, where his frustration over illegal immigration led him to the Minutemen. This photograph shows Donnelly standing on the back of a pickup truck in 2005, talking to news media crews at the border.
And I discovered that I could talk in sound bites. So I called my wife, and it was just a bizarre conversation. I said, honey, I don't know how we do this, but I want to talk for a living.
But his words sometimes got Donnelly into trouble. Some critics have called him an extremist for charging that his opponent was compliant with Islamic Sharia law.
I think what they were saying was, you're tarring and feathering this guy who is Hindu.
Well, you know, just stop right there, because that's just offensive. That's really offensive. I never once made any kind of a reference to that. I never called him any names.
So do you agree with the criticism that he is dangerous for the party?
I do, absolutely.
The Neil Kashkari story is very different from the Tim Donnelly story. Kashkari's parents immigrated from Kashmir in the 1960s. After graduating from the Wharton Business School, Kashkari worked for Goldman Sachs in San Francisco, specializing in software companies in the investment banking division and prospering in the boom years. But when the economy tanked, Kashkari went to work for Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson, overseeing the TARP program, which, despite its success, has been reviled by many conservatives.
Having prevented that economic collapse, gotten all the money back, made a profit for the taxpayers, and done it in a bipartisan manner, I'm exceptionally proud for the work that we did.
Kashkari has been criticized by his fellow Republicans for having voted for Barack Obama for president in 2008. He says this election is a battle for the future of the Republican Party.
We have a choice to make right now. Grow our party and bring everyone together and make big changes and succeed, or shrink our party and become more and more irrelevant.
The polls now show Brown with about a 40-point lead over both of them, and the Democrats are confident he'll win in November. In the Satellite Center, Dave Bryan, CBS 2 News.
A reminder, the California primary is next Tuesday, June 3rd. Stay with CBS 2 and CBSLA.com for continuing coverage leading up to Election Night. And be sure to tune in Tuesday night for live team coverage of all the major races.
An introduction today for a new floppy-eared sheriff's recruit. He's now a hero. She's now a hero in training. Wendy is the newest bloodhound to join the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. The 11-week-old is joining 28 other Canine Division members. Well, after her training, she'll help find missing children, wounded hikers, and track criminals. It usually takes a year for police dogs to become certified, but the department hopes to have Wendy ready by October.
Wendy's awesome. She's already exhibiting traits of a great bloodhound as a puppy that we've seen from the time we picked her out, and she's definitely progressing in her training on par with as expected.
Well, even with all the work ahead, right now it looks like Wendy is only interested in playing, and she really excels at that.
Yeah, Wendy's got some ears. Coming up, Apple cranks up the beats. The tech giants deal with Dr. Dre.
Plus a frantic scene. See what happened when a giant buzz saw blade came flying through a crowd.
And a new hip made with stem cells and a 3D printer. A medical breakthrough next in Health Watch.
Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber's irresistible, fun family musical, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, is back. Starring Broadway's Diana DeGarmo and Ace Young. This uplifting musical will send you soaring. Don't miss this fantastic all-new production. Get your tickets now.
Coming to the Pantages Theater June 3rd through June 22nd. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com.
What do we have here? Oh, look, we have a bunch.
Babies who are talked to from the time they're born are more likely to have a successful future. Talking and reading to children in their first years has a huge impact on what they do with the rest of their lives. The fewer words they hear, the greater their chances of dropping out of school and getting into trouble. Talk, read, sing. Your words have the power to shape their world. Learn more at first5california.com/parents.
Ross has just what you're looking for. The latest styles, the hottest brands, for a fraction of what you'd pay at the mall.
So cute. Got it at Ross.
I love it.
At El Pollo Loco, it's been my life's work to perfect authentic fire-grilled chicken, which I did. Now I have perfected our 4 new fire-grilled carne asada entrees. Perfection. And next, the grill mark. Here's classic. Argyle and my coup de grace. I call it a culinary genius. It does exist.
Try our new carne asada, burrito, tostada, and tacos. El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste.
My dad worked as a short order cook. Right here. My parents were immigrants, and they taught me that with hard work, anything is possible. I earned a scholarship to MIT and worked across party lines to get things done. I'm Alex Padilla. I'll protect voting rights for everyone and make it easier to start a business, so we create jobs and opportunity for all Californians. What should we order?
Alex Padilla, Secretary of State.
Morongo. Good times.
You and I have been talking about this, how amazing it is. A hip joint made on a 3D printer.
Incredible. Plus, new guidelines for breast cancer patients. CBS News' Lisa Siegel is here now with today's Health Watch. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, you guys. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a sec. I feel the exact same way. But first, some breast cancer patients should take the drug tamoxifen for up to 10 years. That's the new guideline from the American Society of Clinical Oncology. Researchers found women with hormone-driven breast cancer had better survival rates and a lower risk of recurrence when taking the drug beyond the usual 5 years. Well, school programs that encourage children to eat healthy and, of course, be more active may not be having such a big effect. Researchers in England studied more than 2,000 children at 60 primary schools. They found no evidence that lesson plans or even interactive homework led to more active students who ate more fruits and veggies. But increasing awareness did cut down on a little watching TV and eating high-calorie snacks. And finally on Health Watch, a 3D printer, stem cells, and a new way of thinking. They've all led to an active new life for a grateful woman with a bad hip.
And just bring that foot up there for me. And can you bring that one? That's great.
Meryl Richards has had 6 surgeries to fix her hip, which was shattered in a car accident decades ago.
It's a good nearly 2 inches there.
She hopes this operation will be her last. Doctors near London are using 3D printer technology to give Meryl a new, custom-made hip replacement.
It's just take out an old part and put a new part back in again.
Layer by layer, a 3D printer like this one built up the implant from powdered titanium, all based on scans of Meryl's existing hip.
We've got the actual implant here.
Doctors say the printer is so precise it makes the implant a perfect fit.
It makes my life a bit more stress-free when I'm trying to work out if I've got a component that will fit an unpredictable hole.
Now, before the operation, scientists took stem cells from Meryl and grew them in a lab. Doctors then used those cells during surgery to work as glue to help hold the hip together and eventually help her walk without a limp. Brilliant technology. The 3D printer hip implant costs about $20,000. That's almost 10 times the amount of a regular joint replacement in Britain. The price is expected to drop as 3D printing becomes more common. Like you guys said, they're going to be able to print. They're going to print us.
Yeah,
it's
just
scary.
amazing technology.
Yes, I know.
You know, don't understand it, but
right.
It's amazing.
We'll get there.
All right. Coming up, it just might be the future of cars. A look inside Google's new self-driving vehicle.
And emotional animals. The viral video showing a special barnyard reunion. Up next.
I'm Suzanne Marquez, live at the world premiere of Maleficent in Hollywood. We have your full report of Ion Entertainment coming up after the break.
Celebrate May in a new Chevrolet from Camino Real Chevrolet. Lease a 2014 Chevy Traverse with loads of cargo space for $219 a month. Camino Real Chevrolet on Atlantic Boulevard in Monterey Park, close to where the 60 and the 710 meet, where nuestra casa es su casa.
Hey, Termite, what's so funny?
These guys just tented and caused more damage than we did. Look at those flower beds.
I see you're all broken up.
Plus, now that the tent's coming down, we can get back at it. Why are you laughing?
These guys? Called Pacific Coast Termite, and we use orange oil and offer a 2-year guarantee to make sure that when you're gone, you ain't coming back.
It's not funny.
Oh, don't get your panties in a bunch.
Too much of panties?
You don't want to be a termite, no, when Pacific Coast Termite
Kevin Jewelers is having a gold, silver, diamond buying spree going on now. Appraisers will be on hand to pay you the highest guaranteed payout. This special event is at all 32 Kevin Jewelers Mall locations. Sell to Kevin's and get paid a 50% bonus at a 2-night stay in Vegas.
It's the secret whispered behind closed doors.
We have to get rid of them.
All of them?
Yes, all of them.
It's Memorial Day, and it's the best time to buy at Ocean Honda Ventura. From now through the end of the month, get 125% of the Black Book value. Scratch that. Get 150% of Black Book value for your trade. 150% of the Black Book value.
But hurry, when May comes to a close, so does this offer.
Your mind is your greatest asset. With bacon.
Wait. All your hard work will soon pay off with bacon.
A great adventure awaits with bacon.
Romance is around the corner.
Aww.
With bacon.
Add a little sizzle to your future. Try America's favorite, orange chicken, now with smoky bacon, but only for a limited time. It's Panda and a new twist. Panda and a U.
Republican Neil Kashkari.
Career politicians are clueless about earning a dollar. All they know is how to spend yours. I'm Neil Kashkari. I'm not a politician, so I actually understand hard work. As governor, I'll cut taxes, move people from welfare to work, and take an axe to wasteful spending. First up, Jerry Brown's Crazy Train. I'm Neil Kashkari, and I'm not afraid to make a few cuts.
Neil Kashkari for governor.
Celebrate May in a new Chevrolet from Camino Real Chevrolet. Lease a 2014 Chevy Traverse with loads of cargo space for $219 a month. Camino Real Chevrolet on Atlantic Boulevard in Monterey Park, close to where the 60 and the 710 meet, where nuestra casa es su casa.
A local group of 5th graders has designed a new space colony. The students at Buchanan Street Elementary in Highland Park did it using current NASA research and materials from the founding of the Jamestown and Plymouth colonies. Their next step is to get their space colony funded. This morning, they presented their idea to a panel of school administrators.
This year we had invited our local government officials, and unfortunately they weren't able to come and sit on the panel, but next year we'll expand it to our science community.
The project curriculum was developed by science and history teachers brought in by LAUSD.
I'm always amazed by children who know that much about anything at that age.
Already, yeah. And they do so much more these days.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's true. Oh my goodness. Well, Jackie's here now with a check of our forecast, and Jackie, it felt a little bit cooler today.
It was a little bit cooler, and it is going to continue to cool down the rest of this week. Not dramatically, but you'll notice day by day you'll see an increase in that marine layer, and that will keep temperatures a few degrees cooler than today, but still a very nice evening. We've got temperatures into the 70s downtown, mid-80s still in inland and San Bernardino and Riverside counties. We do have some cloud cover off the coast, and that will start to move in overnight tonight. We were dealing with some cloud cover all from the remnants of Tropical Storm Amanda, but now that moisture is moving to our east. I'll have more on the rest of your forecast coming up at 6.
In tonight's Eye on Entertainment, Angelina Jolie stars in the new Disney film Maleficent. CBS 2 entertainment reporter Suzanne Marquez is live at the film's premiere in Hollywood tonight. Hi, Suzanne.
I'm here on the icy blue carpet for the world premiere of Maleficent. She's one of Disney's most iconic villains, and Angelina Jolie is playing her. She says she's been a fan since she was a little girl and wanted to portray her perfectly.
The idea of that voice and that presence, you know, she's so commanding, and she was just done so well in the original that I didn't want to change her. I wanted to try to enhance her, but I didn't want to disappoint the original fans, and I'm one of them.
Maleficent is the self-proclaimed mistress of evil from the 1959 Disney film Sleeping Beauty, reimagined in this live-action feature. Elle Fanning plays Princess Aurora, who is cursed by the evil witch on her 16th birthday, that the beauty will fall into a deep sleep that only her true love's kiss can save her from. Maleficent is in theaters this Friday. Apple has officially acquired Beats Electronics for $3 billion. Yes, that's with a B. And founders of Beats, Dr. Dre, and music executive Jimmy Iovine are signing signing on as executives at Apple as well. The headphone and music streaming service is the most expensive acquisition in Apple's 38-year history. It's a price Apple is willing to pay to counter a threat posed to its iTunes store by competitors like Pandora and Spotify. And the nominations are in for this year's Critics' Choice Television Awards, and leading the pack with 5 nominations each, The Good Wife and The Big Bang Theory. The Good Wife will face off against shows like Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad in the Best Drama Series category, while The Big Bang Theory is the only broadcast series going head-to-head with cable and streaming series like Veep, Orange is the New Black, and Louie in the Best Comedy Series category. The award show will be hosted by Cedric the Entertainer at the Beverly Hilton Hotel June 19th. Now back here live at the blue carpet for Maleficent. We can't wait to talk to all of the stars, and we'll have them later on tonight on our sister station KCAL 9 at 8 p.m. For now, I'll send it back to you guys from the blue carpet.
All right, Suzanne, thank you very much. Coming up at 6, only on 2. A woman is sentenced to prison responsible for the death of an 11-month-old boy. The family has a daycare warning for other parents about how their son could have been saved. Plus, putting up a fight, Donald Sterling's attorney explains why the Clippers owner is changing his mind about fighting the NBA. And a special tribute. We'll show you the Tustin Gathering to make sure a peace officer's legacy is never forgotten. Well, those stories and more next at 6.
Well, no steering wheel needed. Coming up, Google unveils its car of the future.
And a woman walking down the street is hit with a flying saw blade.
The Fresh Grocer on CBS 2 is sponsored by Stater Brothers.
LA County needs to be business friendly to create and keep jobs. Let's cut the red tape that hurts our businesses. Pass new tax credits to keep film jobs in LA. And support job training that prepares workers for the jobs that are out there. I'm Bobby Schreiber. My experience in the nonprofit world, business and government has prepared me for these economic challenges.
Bobby Schreiber for Supervisor, a progressive problem solver for LA County's future. Vote June 3rd.
What is Solar for America?
If you're watching us, you're consuming electricity, and you're doing it most likely at a very high rate. And that's where they get you. They start you off in different tiers. So they start you off at 14 cents a kilowatt hour for the fridge and maybe one light. And God forbid you want air conditioning or comfort, because then you go into the mid-20s and the high 30s, and pretty soon you're out of money, and you're probably mad as heck and don't want to take it.
Let's just talk averages. I'm going to put up a graphic here full screen for folks at home to see. Average utility rate, 19 to 32 cents per kilowatt. If you do a lease or a PPA, the average rate per kilowatt hour, 14 to 26 cents. Now here's what Jim is doing for Solar for America. The average purchase price is 6 cents to 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Look at that graphic for just a second. You could pay 32 cents or you can pay a maximum of 8 cents.
You know, I get a kick out of the leasing companies that talk about no money down. Okay, well, let's talk about that no money down. They take your rebate, they take your tax credit, and your monthly payment. At Peterson Dean, we offer zero down ownership. You get all the incentives, you get all the savings, and you own the asset. And that's what America's all about, owning the asset and owning the savings. Don't give it to Wall Street, give it to yourself.
It's about lowering our electric bills. It's about creating our own energy policy. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm not real happy with our Congress. I'm not happy with the lobbyists. I'm not happy with them dictating our energy policy. We get a bill each month. We don't have much to say about it, do we? Well, it's time to take matters into our own hands. And again, that's what Solar for America is all about. It's about American jobs, American panels, reinvesting in America. It's about us. It's about us taking matters into our own hands.
The right solar for you is Solar for America. 800-564-0362. 800-564-0362.
Pedestrians had a horrifying brush with death on a New York street when a buzzsaw flew through the air from a construction site. Security video shows people running and ducking for cover as the giant blade went airborne. The dark circle in the upper left-hand corner shows the saw. It's about 3 feet wide. It bounced off the curb, sailed across the street, and struck a woman in the leg. Luckily, she only suffered minor injuries. One terrified onlooker said she thought she would die in the freak accident.
Well, we've all heard about self-driving cars. Now Google's come up with a self-driver with no steering wheel. Check out this video Google provided of their hands-free self-driving vehicle. Besides no steering wheel, it also doesn't have brakes or a gas pedal. The two-seater only has stop and go buttons. The car's sensors and computers do all of the work. Google says it's part of their effort for future transportation. Here's what its test drivers told Google about their experience.
It's really cool. It was like really kind of a space age experience.
I love this.
Again, that was a Google-provided video. The technology giant plans to roll out a fleet of 100 of the tiny electric-powered cars, but don't expect to buy one. They're not for sale.
At least for now.
That's fun, isn't it?
So cool. Long-lost friends reunited. We'll show you next.
And ahead at 6, a local family calls for action after their young child died. Find out the warning they have for other families about daycare.
Celebrate May in a new Chevrolet from Camino Real Chevrolet. Lease an Equinox with the space you need and the style you crave for $199 a month. Camino Real Chevrolet on Atlantic Boulevard in Monterey Park, close to where the 60 and the 710 meet, where nuestra casa es su casa.
Gridlock, teacher layoffs, and a $60 billion budget deficit. That's what John Perez faced when he became Speaker of the California Assembly. So he partnered with Governor Brown to pass 3 balanced budgets on time. For the first time in 30 years. Today, the deficits are gone, and we've invested an additional $2 billion in education. Now John Perez is running for controller to keep fighting for balanced budgets. Democrat John Perez for controller.
I had tried many things before and work a little bit, and then I'd be back in the same boat. But when you're 250 pounds, you don't care what you have to do, you'll do it. West Medical changed my life. I definitely couldn't have done it without the procedure that I had. I used the tool and I worked hard to get my weight off. I could not have done it without the availability of my doctors. They were there for me. They gave me the confidence that I needed.
Start your new life today. Call 1-800-WEST-MED now for your free consultation. 1-800-WEST-MED.
It starts at Cialo. A toast among friends. Cocktail time. Play the night away. Molango. Good times.
As an Air Force Reserve officer, I'm committed to protecting our country and Constitution. I'm Ted Lieu. I want to stop the National Security Agency from violating our privacy. That's why I authored bipartisan legislation to stop our state government from cooperating with the NSA spying on Americans. Strong national security? Yes. Spying on Americans? No.
Ted Lieu for Congress, endorsed by the Democratic Party. Experience you can trust.
I'm Ted Lieu, and I approve this message.
Celebrate May in a new Chevrolet from Camino Real Chevrolet. Lease an Equinox with the space you need and the style you crave for $199 a month. Camino Real Chevrolet on Atlantic Boulevard in Monterey Park, close to where the 60 and the 710 meet, where nuestra casa es su casa.
Next, E.T.
I hate you. I hate all of you.
The Santa Barbara killer and the Hollywood brother he wanted dead.
This is not a joke.
Then why is Ricky Lake promoting pot for kids? Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2.
A Vacaville animal sanctuary didn't know what was wrong with a depressed goat. Ever since Mr. G was rescued from a Southern California animal hoarder, he'd been moping around, and rescuers say he wouldn't even eat. Then one day they got a clue as to what might be wrong with him.
Animal control said he was raised with a burro and that they were best friends, and when they were separated, the burro really brayed and cried a lot. And we said, oh my God, maybe he's grieving for the loss of his friendship.
A volunteer drove 14 hours to bring Jelly Bean the burro from SoCal, and Mr. G, well, he immediately